Hi, friends. Welcome to Getting Your Real Estate Life Together. I'm Tracy Hicks, the owner of All Things Real Estate. And today my guest is Dennis. He's a longtime friend of All Things Real Estate. And so I'm really excited to have him here. I'm going to let you introduce yourself, Dennis.
Yes. So definitely a longtime friend. My name is Dennis Cottone. I am a sales executive with Ticor Title. I am in the territory of Lake Oswego area, and I've been here just about a year now. I came over from the home warranty section, and excited to be here now today in the title world, giving a little more added value to agents.
Yep. And isn't that what happens all the time? Like, title people move amongst themselves a lot, but then you have like mortgage people that go to title, or title that goes to home warranty, or like you went from home warranty to title. So I want to talk about that real quick, because that was a big change for you. It was a big change, but then it also wasn't. Same people, same audience, so it was probably pretty easy. But what made you decide to do that, and how did that happen?
Yeah, so the number one reason the change happened was I really wanted to add value into agents' lives. And I was doing home warranties, and it's a great gig. It can be stressful at times, as with any job, but just going to CE class after CE class and kind of putting my own spin on it, I always knew that I would end up in the title world. It happened a little bit faster than I thought, which was a great thing. But here I am now doing CE classes a little bit differently than what's been done, and just adding value in a different way, definitely out of the box thinking. And so I'm excited about that. And that's where my passion definitely lies in, is helping agents grow business and just becoming successful. First
of all, I didn't know that about you. I didn't know that you wanted to be title. Like, I had no idea. It was such a natural transition for you.
It was more like a 5-year plan. I thought it was going to happen probably like in 3 to 5 years. And all of a sudden, a few phone calls came in on one day, and next thing you know, I'm switching suits, and
that's awesome.
in the title industry.
Yeah, and that's exciting for you, because you, just knowing you and knowing who you are, like, relationships are a big deal to you. You're very transparent in your social media world and life, and I think people love that about you. And it's probably a breath of fresh air, especially with title. Like you and I talked about, first of all, we know we can't, there's a lot of stuff that you probably can't talk about and say or whatever, just because title is, obviously a little more watched over, whatever the word is for that. So when you're building those relationships with your realtor customers and things like that, how much of your real life plays into your work life?
It all rolls into one big thing. And I post a lot on Facebook. I'm a huge Facebook fan. I used to be really big on Instagram, and I would say I'm in a rebuilding stage with that. When I was in the home warranty, I actually did a majority of my business through Instagram. But personal life and real work life, I'm very transparent, as you know. I'm definitely an open book. And when I post things and realtors respond to it, maybe I'm waterfall chasing, or I'm, showing a CE class, my heart is always in the best interest of people and just wanting them to enjoy what I'm doing and bring a positive sense to that.
Yeah. And that's what realtors, a lot of times they struggle with, even just the simple question of, okay, my personal page versus my business page. I don't want to overlap. I don't want to talk about business on my personal page. But we tell them all the time, like, but that's who you are. I mean, that's where your people are, is on your personal page. Yeah, you don't want to constantly be posting about, I sold another house and look at, like all the time. But mixing the two and mixing business with your personal really gets people to understand who you are over the computer.
Absolutely. You need to layer in pieces of who you are, so you're not seen as a sales robot, just trying to get another quick sale out of someone.
Yeah.
But, layering pieces of your life. And when you're honest and you're sincere and you're showing your heart through it, it'll show. Yeah. And it's a good attraction for people. People like that. People want to know that you're real. You care for them. And I think that's a big thing with me. I, honestly treat every single person the same. I really want everyone to succeed. And, time's not really an issue. If I have to spend X amount of time with one person, I'm doing it for the other person just as well. So, definitely making yourself available and being transparent has been a very big win for me.
Yeah. And I think too, like, I'm sure that you meet people all the time that you on the internet, but you don't know in person, but they probably meet you and they're like, yep, I already feel like I know you. I mean, you must hear that all the time.
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. You go to the store and you get hugs, not so much in today's world,
right.
You kind of get an elbow bump or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely meet people. And then it's great when you get to connect with them in real person and just kind of build that relationship. The first thing I always like to start off when I meet someone is just knowing about them. We need to see if we connect. Do we click?
Yep.
You might be a great person. I might be a great person, but if we don't have that chemistry together, then, it might not be the best fit. And
are we talking about dating or are we talking about work?
see how we rolled that right into dating? No, we were talking about work for sure.
Yeah.
It's just, but we need to make sure that we fit well together, because I want to work with cool people.
Yeah.
And, and as an agent,
Yep.
a lender, it's the same thing. And so, when we mesh well together like that, things jive a little better and it's a better vibe.
Yeah. And you know what else I want to say about that? I'm so glad that you brought that up, because I think, we're always, I don't want to say preaching, but we're always talking about, you want to work with your tribe. You want to work with the people that are like-minded and who you have relationships with, because when shit gets real, or if something goes down in a transaction, or you've made a mistake, if you know that person and you understand, obviously you didn't do it on purpose or whatever, but we make mistakes. And I think it's how the mistakes are handled that makes such a difference in a transaction, or even in a business relationship. You can trust that person that they're not going to can you, or they're not going to never talk to you again. They're going to, you can talk it out. It just makes it so much easier. People don't talk about that enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't speak for every rep out there and every title company, but I'm sure I can say this for them, that we all have your back and we all want you to look great. To come out of a transaction looking good is wonderful. But I think everyone in every part of the industry, title, home warranty, whatever it is, we want you to look great no matter what it is. And doing so, we know you're in a referral business. And so that's an important piece of that.
Yeah. And that's the same for us at the store. Like, we're only as successful as our customers are. And it's the same for
Absolutely.
you. I mean, we're all in
Absolutely.
a service industry. Same with realtors. It all ties in. Okay. So we talked a little bit about social media, and to stay on track, because we are friends. So it's like, I always have to be careful that we don't just like chit chat. But we talked a little bit about your Facebook, but I don't want to keep saying, because I know you, but your TikTok stuff. And we wanted to talk about this because you made a comment that I literally just didn't even think of. You're like, I do TikTok, but I'm not on TikTok. So what does that mean?
So I'm on TikTok, but I don't do TikTok. That's correct. That's correct. I do have a profile on there. No one can get to it. It's just private, just for me, for my videos. But
Okay.
I roll those into Facebook because that's where my tribe is at.
Okay.
I'm not looking to become TikTok famous. I see a lot of realtors on there. It can work for them. And there's
Yeah.
a lot of people saying, using all these different platforms. For me, I don't want to invest that much into TikTok because I don't know what the return on it really is quite yet. I don't know anyone really does know that in the real estate world, but just the maintenance of it and having to continuously build new content on TikTok, it's time consuming.
Yeah.
And so I just roll that into Facebook and I kind of lightly do it. Facebook's a little bit more easier to manage. I already have a tribe in there that's following me and I'm connecting with more people that way as well. So
Yeah.
I just roll everything in there nice and smooth.
Yeah. But I love that you said that, because I would have never thought of that. Like, oh, I like what TikTok has to offer as a platform, but I don't necessarily like TikTok. So you're using it and then putting it on the platform that works for you.
A lot of great functions
Yeah.
on TikTok for editing and just doing all kinds of dancing and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But yeah, it rolls into Facebook. And, it kind of actually teaches agents as well that maybe don't know TikTok, like, okay, this is the latest trend. It's the savage dance or whatever it is that you're doing. And then, they kind of catch on. They feel like they're a little bit more included in it and they feel a little bit more easier into heading into social media or whatever platform that they're going into. Because a lot of agents out there just don't do social media the right way.
Right. When you say that, what are some things that, I mean, we're big on social media. It's a huge part of.
Have you seen your Instagram lately, Tracy?
I know, but
have you seen your Instagram?
But we still question it all the time. Like, are we doing the right thing? Getting engagement, and we really want to, include people and involve people, but.
If you look at mine, it's been deleted. When I was doing home warranties, I did a majority of my business on Instagram. When I left, I pretty much deleted it all out. I started rebuilding it, and I haven't been the best at it. I've been using Facebook more so, going back into the gram now. But what I would say for anyone is, for you have a professional setup. I mean, you go to your page, it just shows the buttons and everything. Everything's done up nice.
Yeah.
That's great and all. I'm more of an organic person.
Yep.
It's not as polished, not as refined, but one thing you'll get out of Dennis is you're going to get organic and consistent posts.
Yep.
And so when you come to me, that's what you're going to see.
And that's what what you see is what you get. And I think that's really important to be authentic. And it kind of sounds weird to say that in today's day and age, because you can't really hide who you are, but you can. I mean, obviously people are always like, oh, that's your social media life, but what's your real life like? For you, it is very clear that the two is the same, and I think that is unintentional, but intentional in a way, if that's a lot to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. What I tell people sometimes is be careful what you post, because once you do, it becomes this spiral where if you don't, people are messaging you kind of like
waiting on your
soap
post.
opera, like what's going on?
Yeah, what happened next?
Going on? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's what I love about it too. Exactly what you just said was that it is the same person on there, and there's no in between. And we all know that people have 3 seconds to catch, what your character is on social media. And I know people are like, well, shouldn't I be showing this or shouldn't I be doing this? And you said it beautifully, is that you just post what you post, and that's it.
Just be consistent.
Yeah.
And just post out of your heart. And I think ultimately you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. And sometimes there might be a post where you're like, why did I post that? There's always a delete button. Now somebody might have screenshotted it or like been like, I saw it before you deleted it. But incorporating that into your business and also being entitled, what does that fine line look like? How much can you really show your personality in the title world? And it's because things are changing, times are changing, and we're much different from a year ago.
Yeah, we're pretty neutral in a title company. We are neutral. We have to stay that way, not pretty neutral. And but when it comes to personal life and whatnot, it kind of goes back to that old saying, what you post is going to be out there forever.
Yeah.
So what you want to show is what's going to be out there. And, are you going to be ashamed to see that in 5 to 10 years or whatnot?
Right.
I think the beautiful thing of my personal and business life is that it all really is one big story. Yeah. Whether you're talking like my journey personally of the last year, weight loss transformation, some relationship changes, lifestyle changes, career changes. It all comes down to some, basic things, the commitment, the consistency, and then putting in the work for it.
Yeah. And
so it's really a story between personal life and business life, but it's just one beautiful story that just kind of rolls like a waterfall.
Okay, now you have to explain that.
So waterfall.
And no, we're not talking TLC.
Chasing waterfalls. And I get a message about every other day saying, don't go chasing waterfalls. I became a waterfall chaser. That's what I call it anyway. About, just over a little bit of a year ago. And every year every cut.
Every year.
Okay, ready? Ready to pick up?
Yep.
So I became a waterfall chaser just over a year ago, and it quickly just became my piece. So every weekend I get up, usually Saturday morning, super early, 4 or 5 a.m. I'm on the road, and I'm going out and I'm finding a new waterfall to chase down. And, sometimes it's an easy hike. Sometimes it becomes a trail run. But no matter what it is, though, it just brings a sense of peace. So a lot of people message me about, hey, where do I go? Or I have friends coming to town. Where do I take them for, to sightsee and whatnot? Yes. So I get a lot of that too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
I bet you've gotten business off of it too.
There's some business that comes with it.
Yeah.
I do get emails. Hey, Dennis, we're looking for a CE class on XYZ. And then at the end of it, they'll be like, hey, we love your posts on Facebook. Thanks for being true. So,
yep. Yeah. See, and that just exactly what we just talked about. Like it's all the same person. It's all, it all, I don't even want to say, I wanted to say it comes back around, but that's not what it is. It literally is just what you see is what you get. And I think that's really important for people it's a comfort thing. And especially, most realtors are, referral business, or they know the person or they got referred. But even those referrals is because you stayed in front of them somehow. Mm-hmm. And so whether it be on social media or on an email or whatever, what's the thing you do consistently in your marketing or in your business that's like, you're always doing it?
Well, CE classes is a big part of our business. So we're, consistently doing that. I have shied away a little bit from it. We're still providing quite a bit in our territory, but also adding new classes that are maybe not able to qualify for a CE. And when you look at a realtor, you're an entrepreneur and you need to really invest in your business. And, a lot of good agents, don't even care so much if it's a credit or not. They want it to learn something, to add a skill set to their business. So, CE classes, non-CE classes, trainings are always a great thing. Just being consistent with social media. And I'm really big on doing small groups, one-on-ones with agents, and just kind of seeing, where they're at. I have a checklist that I've created, and it's all the Ticor Title tools that we have. It's my own personal tools that I have, from social media to CRMs to things I just find that are great for business. But everything is designed to help you grow.
Right.
So I tend to go over that with every agent and just kind of check off things. And if it's something that they might be interested in, I send it to them. They can sign up for it, whether if it's a Ticor product or if it's something like a third party.
Yeah.
And if they need help with it, I'm there to help support them and get them through it and set that up.
Yeah. And do you get people that ask you like, I love what you're doing on social media. How do I do that?
They do. And I do the same thing for people, because when I first started, it was like a camera, with a guy running around crazy. And it was like, it looked like this horrible horror movie with the way how shaky it was. And then, I kind of upgraded a little bit. And so I'm upgrading and still staying true to being organic. Yeah. But as new people are coming to me, I'm actually going to others that are doing a little bit more professional. And I'm kind of upgrading my game as well. I don't want to get too professional, but sometimes when you start cleaning up the lines around your videos and whatnot, it's nice. And there's a lot of apps right on your phone that you can do nowadays for free that just, make your videos so much nicer.
Right.
An added pop.
It's so much easier to watch.
With when I see people do open houses, I'm huge into cleaning up those houses. If I see, sorry agents, I'm going to say this right now. Here we go.
They need to hear it.
Hey, this is Dennis at 857-309 address XYZ Street, and I'm just looking at it. And it's like, I just want to skip it, but when you polish it up a little bit, you're going to catch someone's eye.
Yep.
So take 2 minutes, literally 2 extra minutes to edit it. Yeah. Add in a little intro, and you can do this on the phone. I'm happy to show you guys how to do that and just clean it up.
Yeah. And you know what else? I love that you said that, especially the very beginning, because okay, first of all, we're in the virtual world right now, obviously. People don't know, they feel like they don't know what they're doing, but they do. They just don't know how to do it well. So then they feel like they don't know how to do it at all. But that's not true. Like getting out there and doing that. But again, be yourself. Like, don't be a stiff robot talking about, I'm Dennis at 7508, da da da. Be like, you know what? This is the first time I've done this, you guys. And okay, I need your help in supporting this or whatever, and then go live or whatever, but tell your friends about it. Get the people on there. If you're doing it live on Facebook, because that's what I'm seeing a lot of. If you're doing it on Zoom, obviously you want it to be a little more professional and more polished. But if you are doing it on Facebook and you really are just doing it on your page, and it's your first few times, let your friends in on it. They will help you out. Like, tell them, I'm going live at 5:00. Will you please come on? And they'll support you. And then you see you're getting likes or questions. And then it just boosts that.
And just don't overthink it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we'll sit there and we're looking at our double, well, for me, triple chin. And we're looking at all the things tearing us apart. And then next thing you know, it's 35 minutes for a 30-second video. Right. Not good use of time. So don't overthink it.
Just for anybody's time, the person watching it too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true. And, have some sort of script, at least make sure you're getting in there the things that like, don't forget to say how many bedrooms or bathrooms or whatever. But the videos that I love right now with the open houses are the realtors. And we have a couple local realtors that do it really well. Lauren Gaucher, AI Imaging. Gary over there has really, it's kind of a niche. It shouldn't be, but it is, where the realtor is actually with the professional photographer doing the shoot or showing the house, but are talking like, this fireplace is amazing when it's lit, or check out these blinds. Lauren did one that she's top of mind because I just watched, but they have these blinds that go down on the top and go up on the bottom. She was like, these are my favorite things. And, just showing little things like that and being, again, your authentic self. Those kinds of things really make a video worth watching till the end, which is what you want.
Yeah, definitely being authentic. A year ago, well, I say a year and 2 weeks now, I think is what it was. It popped up on my Facebook. I had a memory come up, and there was a guy, an agent from California, and he became the first viral real estate video that went viral. And he was doing an open house. Remember, you were going with this.
Yeah.
And he was doing the floss challenge, and he did the floss dance in every room of the house. And I remember I saw that guy and I was like, that's amazing. I was doing home warranties back then. And I called him and we ended up chatting for about half an hour. And he was just telling me how his life was changed because he decided to try something different, somehow made the news, and then his business just blew up. So, there you go. Be authentic to yourself because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I was able to partner with him, and it was great because I didn't have a dog in the fight with his business. You know, I can't really offer him anything being in Oregon, and he was down in California, but we created this great little partnership and we started chatting and helping each other and whatnot. And
that's awesome.
That's what actually drew me into looking in the title world. And even when I was doing home warranties, who do I go to when I need help? And, you have your boss, of course, you have other reps in your company that you talk to. You may talk to other reps in the territory as well that you're in. But for me, I have a good tribe, again, that I would say of reps that I talk to that are out of state. And man, we just share marketing ideas with each other. And, a lot of them are, my competitor, but it's great. And especially that they're in a different state. We're really not competitors. And so we've really bonded, sharing stuff all the time and crossing stuff. And that's been a very good thing.
Yeah. I mean, we all need community. We all need somebody to gripe and moan to or get ideas. Or I know one of the things that I did a session with a business coach for the first time a few years back and went through like a whole time audit and all this stuff. And she was like, where's your professional development? And I was like, every day. She was like, no, you need to go and like learn some things and travel and go to conferences, like be an attendee, like go learn some stuff. And, I think with this job, especially, it's not even a job. I can't believe I called it that, but I learned so much from everybody else that I feel like I'm learning every day, but I'm not taking time for myself to go somewhere and soak in like all this good information that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. But I think with people like that, and by the way, I have an idea, your flossing guy, like you should do a Zoom class with him and he could talk about how he made his video fun and viral and all that.
There you go.
Realtors would eat that up. Yeah, I think that everybody needs people. And right now we all feel so isolated and working from home and, everybody's doing Zoom calls and Zoom meetings and Zoom happy hours and all that. But I think having a consistent tribe of people to bounce stuff off of and get new ideas. And you get stuck in a rut and you need people to help you out of that.
Absolutely. Coming up with content, on social media is a tough thing. I know a lot of times agents are asking, what do I post? Like we talked about earlier. And, I have a rep that taught me how to look at a flyer even and just look at it and look at the different parts of it and just be like, okay, so here's, the first section. That's a whole piece of content right there that you can talk about for 5 to 10 minutes. And then, the next day you could do the next part of it. And so on one piece of paper, you have, 3 or 4 different topics that you have. So getting content's actually easy. You just got to kind of expand your mind and you can reach out to other people to help you to do that too. Yeah,
for sure. And content it's a daunting task because people are always like, I tell realtors all the time, if you looked in your phone right now, there's probably over 3,000 images in there already. If you're a realtor, over half of them are going to be houses or of a doorknob or of a backyard or whatever. And that is all content. Like you can post that stuff. It doesn't have to be about current listing all the time. It doesn't have to be, it could just be the conversation like, okay, I wish I was in this backyard right now. I was going, whatever. It can be anything, but just starting off with a quick little picture image is a really good idea for that content. It's like writer's block. Okay, Dennis. So I know that we talked a little bit about organization and like social media and, with title companies, you guys have your own internal CRMs and things like that. But what are a few tools that you really love to tell realtors about? Like what's exciting right now?
Oh man, I got a checklist of tools that there's so many, and it
do
just
you have
depends.
A few like favorites?
Oh well, what are we talking? Like social media wise?
Anything, whatever's top of mind. Like, when's the last time you met with a realtor, and what did you tell them to?
Last realtor
use?
I met with, they were asking about layering pictures, which is such a basic thing, but it's a necessity.
Yeah.
And Pic Collage is a great app to use. Typorama, that's another favorite one that I use. Video Shop, that's the video editing that you can do right on your phone. That's a phenomenal. I think that was like $3 a month. I mean, it's free basically. And what you can do on that's, pretty phenomenal. And we get into some organizational things as well.
Yeah.
And then, our Ticor tools that we have, our cost calculator that has a lot of social media stuff on it, a lot of infographics. The infographics are great to use because, like I said earlier, you can take one infograph and make 3 or 4 topics right out of that.
Yeah, totally. Well, and I guess when I say organization, I don't mean like the tools to get organized, but the tools that, well, those are tools that get you organized. Like if you have been stuck on like really wanting to layer a photo with, writing on there coming soon, or 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, or check out this master suite or whatever, when people get stuck on that, they feel disorganized. So I think things like that, exactly the 3 apps that you just talked about right there, really do help to get you organized in your brain. Cause that's really where we all get stuck, is like, I say it all the time, you just get paralyzed with to-do lists and you get overwhelmed. So I think that stuff really does help.
Yeah, absolutely. You get used to using things, then it becomes second nature. And what used to take you 5-10 minutes to do one post, now it's taking you, 30 seconds to do. Yeah. So that's good. And, other things as well, you want to know, market reports, so many things you can do with that, even turning those into social media postings, just a wide variety of stuff.
Yeah, totally. Okay. So before we go, is there anything else that we didn't get to that you wanted to talk about?
I think that's it. I mean, the market's coming back. So I think, refis are kind of slowing down. Purchases are coming back up, which is a good thing. Rates are a little bit higher now.
Yeah.
It's still good. Unemployment. We had job gains still the week ending of May 30th.
2020, in case somebody's watching this in 2022.
We still had job gains. Unemployment falls to 13%. I think nationwide, we had 1.88 million workers that filed for initial unemployment, 600,000 that asked for additional assistance because of the pandemic, but jobs are still coming back. And so with that, when people start getting back to work, the market starts to rebound, jobs equal home purchases.
Yep.
So it is definitely coming back, and I'm getting busier.
Good. So usually I put people on the spot. Just end us with, okay, so I guess I have to ask you this. Where's the next waterfall?
Next waterfall. That's a good one. Up in Washington somewhere. I don't know. I'm going tomorrow. I need to figure that out tonight. I'm not quite sure yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll just get in the car and take off.
So if we want to follow you and you're chasing your waterfalls, where do we find you?
Facebook, if you really want to see that. I thought about actually making a page for waterfalls. It's probably getting to that point where I probably should. And Instagram a little bit at Dennis Cottone, Cottone, or Dennis 2.0. You can find me.
Nice. Where's Dennis 2.0?
Dennis 2.0 is on the gram.
On the gram.
I just learned what the gram was.
Yeah.
Now here I am, the social media
I think you said it like 5 times. Yeah. Do it for the gram, Dennis. Okay, wait. So what on Facebook, do you take a lot of friend requests, or do you ask, like, being in the title world, like, and mixing that business and pleasure thing, like, because I have a lot of realtor friends on my Facebook page. I don't know them, but I'll check them out real quick and be like, okay, cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you I'll check you out for sure. I appreciate it when someone friend requests and they actually send like a message with a purpose behind it. Okay. A lot of times, you friend request people and you never talk to them again. Yeah. Those are usually, for me, it's the first to go.
Yeah. First to go. All right, Dennis, on that note, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Have a good one.